Hi everybody, my name is Beth Megill and this is LOD and Tea. I hope you have something nice and warm to drink. Or cool because it's summertime right now. But I thought I would come back. It's been a while, but I wanted to talk specifically about the concept of planes because I taught them this summer, and directions as a whole family of ideas is really complicated. There's many different aspects to direction because when we talk about space, we have to talk about orientation. And then when it comes to motif, we also need to think through the degree of specificity of different concepts. So planes is a fantastic choreographic tool, expressive tool, because it's this wheel of space. And so we have a forward sagittal plane that is called wheel plane, because if you imagine a tire on a car or a bike rolling forward or rolling backward, that's that plane. But anything that inhabits this forward, back, up, and down is considered the sagittal plane. And then we have the table plane, which is the horizontal plane. And the horizontal plane is forward and back and side to side. And it can be located anywhere in space, right? But if we're talking about our body, it's parallel to the ground. So always keep that in mind. And then we have now this one has a million names depending on what you've studied first. So sometimes it's called the vertical plane. The door plane, I think, is the clearest because it's a very practical image of a door being in a doorway, and it's up and down, right and left, and all that space in between. It's also sometimes called the frontal plane, sometimes called I like the coronal plane because I imagine a little crown, like a sun crown around me, and that gives me a nice sense of that plane. So those are the three planes. And when we write them, we want to acknowledge that in different systems, they write them differently. So this is the language of dance system. And if you've studied Laban movement analysis, you'll have an image that's more akin to an XYZ axis. So just acknowledge that there are differences. If we start with the open direction. And the open directions are sometimes tricky to think about conceptually because they aren't giving you the specifics of forward high or forward low. It's just saying forward area and backward area. So that's forward area and backward area. Now what's interesting about this plane is that if I'm in the forward low, forward middle, forward high, back middle, back low, I have this wheeling plane. So to articulate that I want the plane to be represented, I add a circle. Ooh, that's not a very strong circle. Ooh. And apparently drawing a circle on a mini chalkboard is not that easy for me, so I apologize. But this is our sagittal plane, our wheel plane, and it has to do with forward any level plus backward any level, right? If I'm moving between those two any levels, then I'm going to end up being in my sagittal plane. All right, so the next one we spoke about is the horizontal plane. Now this table plane looks pretty different, but when we think about that, if I'm on my horizontal, I'm always 90 degrees away from the plumb line, from gravity, then I'm looking at pure straight lines, right lines from my body, right angle lines. So if I want to indicate that horizon in the middle level, I can put my middle level symbol and then say be only inside that plane of the middle level. Don't dip out of it, always be on the horizon. Then I add my circle, and that creates my horizontal plane. Lastly, we had our coronal plane, our frontal plane, sometimes vertical plane, our door plane, right? I think that's the clearest. So our door plane, let's see, if I want to talk about this area, right, it's side high, side middle, side low, side low, side middle, side high. So again, I need to start with these open directions, open level. So in this case, I'm looking at my side to side. And if I want to indicate the plane, I add the circle again. Oof, trying to make it a little thicker. So these are our 3 planes. And what's nice about working with the planes is that it can flow because our arms naturally cycle inside the planes, and so gestures can feel really enriching and expressive and expansive when we inhabit these planes. So just to review one more time, let's see if we remember. This is our sagittal plane, forward to back, our wheel plane. This is our table plane, our horizontal plane. Here we have our door plane, sometimes called vertical. I like coronal, but the door plane. So wheel, table, door. That's how we write it in LOD. So play with this. You can write a sequence of the planes on a vertical staff. You can use an addition bow, an addition bracket, excuse me, that can be added to another idea. And yeah, it's a wonderful way to think about space and help to occupy more space in your body. So thank you so much. My name is Beth Megill. This is LOD and Tea, and please give me some recommendations and some ideas, because I need to know what you would like more information on so I can continue these talks, right? So I find planes interesting. I'm playing with them right now, and I hope you enjoyed it too. All right, take care. Bye.